Kanai-sensei asks Akane-sensei, "Let's get married." Akane-sensei replies, "I'm gonna cheat on you, you know." Kanai-sensei's like, "That's fine, don't worry about it, I love you for you." And I'm like, my boy, Kanai-sensei, we already know you were a fucking beta, but Jesus, you didn't have to go that far. Like, oh my God. This man straight up reply was saying it was okay for him to get cheated on. Like, Akane's fucked up. Don't get me wrong, okay? She's pretty fucked, but I'm inclined to say that Kanai-sensei is, in a lot of ways, worse than her in terms of just personality to how his sense of love. Just, I know love is illogical. I know that. I accept that. I know you can fall in love with many different people and all that. I understand that. The point I'm getting at is, though, is just to be completely fine with Akane-sensei cheating on you, and you straight up say, "Let's get married." She says, "I want to cheat on you," and then you're like, "I'm fine with it because I'm beta." I'm like, are you serious, my boy? Like, are you fucking serious? This man has transcended the level of, like, NTR or a normal relationship. Just how this man is completely fine with her being like she is. I'm just like, oh my God. Now look, I've heard the phrase, like, you need to accept everything in your significant other, and that's kind of what a relationship is. Like, when you really love each other, and you want to get married or be in a permanent relationship, you accept each other for everything that is wrong with them and everything that's good with them. You accept them for all of their faults, and then, you know, if you can overcome that, you truly can be a couple. I've heard about that. I know that's kind of how couples are formed. Still, just to be able to accept those type of flaws, it's just like, look, okay, I'm not that good of a person to be able to accept that. I just couldn't. I mean, I could accept a lot of faults and shit, but that's just something that's, no. Just like, fucking no. So when I saw this man accepting, I'm like, okay, either you're an extremely good man, like, your love is just insane for Akane-sensei, or your sense of love is just so fucking warped. I just don't even know what to feel. Like, damn, my boy. So, let's talk about how Akane is changing. So, Akane-sensei, she changed. She is changing. She is going through rapid change throughout this entire episode of Scum's Wish, which is something I kind of expected because of last week's episode, where it was kind of, you know, focusing on Akane-sensei and Kanai-sensei. We get to see a little bit more of her, but not just in her mind this time. It was actually just getting to see a mixed amount of time between Kanai-sensei and her, and kind of seeing how they are kind of forming a good, you know, relationship. And Akane-sensei, you see throughout the episode, she's doing things that are completely different from what she used to do earlier on in the series. She's not, you know, actually letting the man do the one that's going in and trying to get her attention or whatever. She's actually the one that looks like she's trying to seek Kanai-sensei's attention, which is what she stated in last week's episode, and you see this trait carry out throughout the entire episode of Scum's Wish. Like, for instance, how she pretty much forced Kanai-sensei to meet her and stay the night with her for, you know, he could sleep with her. She set all of that up, and it wasn't necessarily Kanai-sensei begging or asking for it. So when you see it like this, it shows signs that, you know, Akane-sensei, she is changing in a lot of ways in the way she usually operates when it comes to different relationships she is in. Now, I do truly believe that Akane-sensei, she's not completely 100% good and, you know, has done a 180 and become a better person. She probably still has some darker sections to her, but the second half of the episode kind of reveals that she is changing for the better. But when she does say, like, "I will cheat on you," when Kanai-sensei, you know, it's like, "I want to marry you," I'm personally assuming that entire line from Akane-sensei was half and half. Like, she half meant it, and the other half was just a test, trying to force Kanai-sensei to hate her. I feel like that's what that entire scene was for, and kind of what Akane-sensei was trying to do, because as we know, with the relationship, when it was revealed that she was, you know, what she was a slut, she would sleep with everyone and all that, and it was revealed to Kanai-sensei, and he's like, "I don't care and all that, I accept you for who you are." Because of that, it seemed like Akane-sensei was fishing for a reaction, trying to make him hate her. And when she even said, like, are you not angry? Are you not mad for, me doing this? And then, Kanai Sensei replied, do you want me to be mad? Do you want me to have a reaction on that? And it just shows multiple times throughout the episode, it's like Akane Sensei was asking for a reaction on him. She wanted to make this man mad where he wouldn't like her and he would just get up and leave and not want to be with her anymore. But with him constantly accepting her for who she is, it feels like you see a change going on inside of her. Now, like I said, I don't think she has changed 100%, like done a complete 180. I do believe that if there is some weakness in the relationship, she'll probably leave the relationship and go off and do her old ways, probably sleeping with other people. But I do think, though, that you do see some change to where she is trying, and this is the first time in her life that someone's actually looked at her for who she is, but also valued her without her having to do certain things, like, to kind of seduce them to sleep with her. She doesn't have to ride off their jealousy or other emotions. Kanai Sensei loves her for who she is and values her for everything she is, and he doesn't hate her or despise her, which is something that's completely unknown to Akane Sensei. She has never really experienced this emotion, which is why she is so confused and curious throughout the entirety of this episode of Scum's Wish. So with that being said, though, I do like how the second half of the episode correlates so much with the first half of the episode, and how it shows Akane Sensei's change. Now, once again, emphasize on the point she's not 100% changed. I do think she could go back with a snap of a finger, depending on how things go. However, with the way she handled the Mugi situation, it shows that she is trying to detach herself away from what she once was. She's trying to show that she doesn't want to be in other relationships. She doesn't need to thrive off the jealousy and the envy and all these other emotions from other people to allow her to feel like she has an existence and to feel good about herself. You see where she doesn't need that anymore, because the way she's like, Mugi, I'm getting married and all that, and when she just walks off and leaves him, it just pretty much shows you that she is done. She's done, playing this to where she wants to be a slut or sleep with anyone. She's, fine and done with that. She wants to move on, and she wants to take a new path with her life. And when you saw Mugi's inner monologue, when he's talking, he's like, holy shit, I just realized what was wrong with me and why someone else changed her. It hit me like that. I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense now. And also just shows you the relationship that all the others had with Akane Sensei, while, Kanai Sensei is completely different. See, someone like Mugi, he was entranced by Akane Sensei because of what she was. She was a broken shell, she was someone that was a broken person, and the way she was and how she was attached to these different titles as a woman, or someone that looked like she was wanting to be a teacher, these different titles, and it wasn't really like she was being her true self. She was doing these other things to kind of latch on to other names or whatever, where people wouldn't remember her. Mugi loved her for her broken self. He didn't love her for what she really was, and he even stated many times throughout their interactions that he didn't like what Akane Sensei was doing. He's like, that's just how it is. Like, he was half accepting, but on the other half, he was pretty damn angry. And Akane's point of view in this episode, she stated, even if you do love someone, like you do love them, if you have some form of hatred or whatever in your heart towards them, obviously you can't completely love them. And I understand that point of view. And the way Mugi realized this in this episode when Akane Sensei just left, and he's like, holy shit, I didn't really love her for what she was or what she is now. I don't love this side. I only love, her being broken. I'm like, yo, this explains a lot now why Akane Sensei never changed, but now why Mugi is realizing this and he's allowing her to move forward, and he's going to be moving on forward with his life. Now, either A, he's going to move forward, or he's going to go down a dark hole. We really don't know. I mean, anything could possibly happen. But regardless, though, I do like that scene of how he states, I will remember you. I will definitely remember you no matter what. And what he's saying is he's remembering Akane Sensei. He's remembering her broken self. And the reason why he's remembering that broken self is for she can no longer go back to her broken self. That's what that scene meant when he said, I will remember you, and why she was able to walk forward and be a new person. So I feel like this is one of the better ways to show change in Akane Sensei's character. And I mean, it's not the best way. Possibly there probably could have been other ways to handle her character, but overall this is kind of tasteful. For I mean, what this series has done so far, I'm actually kind of satisfied with how Akane Sensei's character was kind of developed in these past two episodes. And that's about it. I mean, the episode was very simplistic in certain ways. I mean, you just have the entire relationship with Kanai Sensei and Akane Sensei, beta male status, and then, I'm gonna cheat on you status, and then Mugi realizing he doesn't love her. That's pretty much the gist of, this episode of Scum's Wish. Now, there was a Hana scene in this episode, which it didn't really have a lot going on in the scene. The main point of the scene was just to show once again that Hana doesn't need connections to others, able to function as a good person without being attached to anyone else in life, which we see when she's like, I haven't talked to Mugi in a long time since summer vacation, and it just displays that she no longer needs that attachment to be able to keep moving forward. She's not like Akane Sensei. She can live with herself for what she is right now, and she doesn't need these attachments to others to be able to continue moving forward. So I really love the development that Hana has received. It's kind of sad that we don't see her a lot anymore because she's gotten all that development a couple episodes ago, but it's still, I'm glad she did develop and she learned her lesson and is down a proper path now. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.